Alright, let's continue with Final Fantasy. So we're a level 5 botanist, and we're not gonna get the next mission until we're at least level 10. But I also want to look into, let's see. There's a quest here that says we're not gonna do this one. It says, so you want to be a Leatherworker. I want to look into the yeah, I want to be a leather worker. I want to take time to level up the crafting skills, because I'm pretty sure they'll be very useful later on. It's just that the crafting is so varied in this game that it takes a lot of work to get any good at anything. So no, I don't want to be a lancer. I don't want to be a conjurer as well, but I do want to learn some carpentry, because I think that will help us to make some bows. But I'm also looking in the future. I'm more concerned with getting our character to be a machinist. So let's just see what the leatherworking does here. Or maybe should we just continue the main story, because we could end up spending hundreds and hundreds of hours just doing this. Greetings and welcome to the Leatherworkers Guild. Here we produce the finest leather goods, taking care to honor the lives which were sacrificed for their creation. All leather armor is worn by archers and lancers of this great nation, and favored by all who prefer that their protection does not come at a cost to mobility. If you wish to place an order, I bid you visit Fenris. If on the other hand, you have a mind to join our guild, I should be happy to assist you. Might you be interested in becoming a leather worker? Yes. Nothing would make me happier than to welcome a new initiate into our ranks. However, it is essential that you first understand the burden that every leather worker must bear, as you cannot have failed to notice that Rosewood is blessed with an abundance of life, and we Gridanians have long hunted the forest creatures for both nourishment and clothing. But Gridania is unlike any other place. The elementals that watch over the Rosewood have never looked kindly on the taking of life, and those who flout their governance to do so at their own peril. The elementals decreed that life should not be taken without due necessity, and so the Trappers' League was formed to regulate the hunting of animals. The Leatherworkers Guild was subsequently founded to manage the fair and equitable distribution of pelts. Nowadays, adventurers are a major supplier of pelts, and leather goods have become widespread, but in past times they were rare and precious. The Leatherworkers Guild has not forgotten those times. We treat leather with no less respect than the living creatures whence it comes, and craft goods of the highest quality. In so doing, we honor the lives of lost and minimize the need for further killing, an often forgotten benefit of our products surpassing durability. Our guild is also the sole producer of the famous Fenris brand of leather goods, the pride of Gridania. Let's see, these products represent the ultimate expression of our core tenets and the transcendent technique which shaped them. Know, though, that being a guild member does not automatically make you a Fenris artisan. You must earn the right to become one. For most of the leather workers here, having the fruit of their labors bear the Fenris brand is yet a distant dream. That is the life which awaits you should you choose to walk our path. Success will not be handed to you, but I guarantee that you will have the opportunity to seize it. So if you wish to make a name for yourself and craft goods which are the envy of all, you have come to the right place. Speak to me once more if you wish to learn about the enrollment process. Yep, let's join the Leatherworkers Guild. Very well, I invite you to speak with Guildmaster Jiva. She is a brilliant artisan, personally responsible for the creation of countless Fenris products. You have doubtless heard her name before. The Guildmaster's patterns are uniformly elegant, and with them, even novice craftsmen can cut their materials with minimal waste. It is for her to decide if you're fit to join us. She can be found in the work area within. Present yourself to her and do not waver in your determination. So you wish to become a leather worker? If you've spoken with Rendell, then you've been told what it means to work with leather, the weight you must carry, the responsibility you must bear. Not just to the elementals, mind you, but also to the guild. Our craftsmanship is unrivaled, and each member is expected to live up to that reputation. Once you join, there is no turning back. If you dishonor us, I shall flay you myself and make a chockable saddle from your hide. Will you swear to uphold our traditions and be the best leatherworker you can be? Very well, you may learn our craft within these walls. Though you seem ill-equipped to even do that, to do even that, I will give you a head knife to help you on your way, but the rest is up to you. Do not presume that your association with us means your work will bear the Fenyi name. Until you prove yourself worthy, you will not be permitted to so much as touch a Fenyi product, much less craft one. Now then, if we're to continue with your initiation, you'll need to put that knife in your hand first. Talk to me when you're ready to begin. To gauge your potential, Guildmaster Jiva wants you to prepare a circle of leather. Well, you've passed the first test, gripping your knife by the handle and not the pointy end. Now it's time to see how well you can wield it. Make me a circle of leather. You'll need an animal skin to do so. Newcomers to our craft often imagine that they need to hunt in order to obtain their materials. But if you have the sense the gods give a chocobo's arse, you'd realize that's hardly the case. Osages over by our receptionist sells most of the items commonly used in our craft. However, she cannot supply you with earth shards. That's it for my advice. The rest is up to you. Once you've made the circle of leather, bring it here to be inspected. I can't say I have good expectations for your work. Just see to it you do not waste good skins. Now, away with you. Well, she's not the nicest guildmaster. Okay, let's see. To synthesize the circle of leather for the guildmaster, select logs from the main menu, followed by crafting log. All disciples of the hand receive a crafting log which contains the recipes of every item they can synthesize. The crafting log can be opened by selecting logs from the main menu. To begin synthesis, you must first select the crafting class and level tier of the item you wish to create. Once you have highlighted the item, confirm if you possess all the materials necessary in your inventory. If you do, select the synthesize button to begin the crafting process. Okay, let's look at logs. Crafting log. Circle of leather. I think this is what she needs, though. Alright, crafting is similar to battle in that various actions are used to proceed. Successfully crafting an item entails executing synthesis actions to achieve 100% progress before material durability reaches 0. If durability reaches 0 before the progress has reached 100%, the synthesis will fail and some of the materials may be lost. Items that you have successfully crafted at least once will appear with a check mark to the left of their icons. Crafting an item for the first time will earn you a special experience bonus. Well, let's do it. So, okay, so let's see, what does this require? It requires a circle of leather and a bronze ingot. Isn't the leather ready yet? When you've finished, bring it here to be inspected. See Orsijith if you lack the necessary materials. Aye, this is indeed leather, after a fashion. Your work is amateurish in the extreme. The leather is unevenly tanned and practically unusable. But you show promise. Well, about as much promise as the leather you have you haphazardly created. Still, it is apparent that you paid due respect to the life from which it came. Had you performed any worse, I'd have cast you out without a second thought, but you didn't, so I won't. Approach each task in earnest as you did today, and I'll continue to advise you. However, you alone are responsible for your development. This is a business we're running, and neither I nor your seniors have the time to hold your hand. Apply yourself to learning our techniques and return here when you have acquired some skills. Mayhaps then I will have an errand for you to run. The next Leatherworker quest will be available from Jiva upon reaching level 5. Okay, so there's that, and next I want to head out and check out the Carpenters Guild. If we wish to become a machinist, we're gonna have to choose our crafting wisely, otherwise we may end up spending a lot of time on skills that we're not even going to use. I know down here is the Carpenters Guild. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Carpenters Guild. We are the artisans who take wood and grant it new form and purpose as the archer's bow, the lancer's spear, and the novice's shield. If carpentry holds any appeal, you should consider joining our guild. Might you be interested in learning the ways of woodworking? Wonderful, wonderful. Now before we proceed, I think it only right that I acquaint you with our guild's storied past. No. Let's begin the enrollment process. Now let's go speak with the guildmaster. Another green adventurer comes to play with saws? Well then, I suggest you first speak with, you've met with Corey, have you? That is well, but know that the decision to initiate you into the guild rests with me. Tell me, adventurer, have you in mind to devote yourself to the art of carpentry? The look on your face bespeaks determination, or mayhap trapped wit. Still, you look strong enough to hold a saw, and if your resolve is indeed genuine, I give you leave to remain for the time being. However, you are useless to me in your current state. You are as a seedling, some potential perhaps, but no more like to thrive than perish. Experience is what you require, girl, and I should give you the means to acquire it. Take this saw. It is old, yes, but sharp as needs be. Now, prove to me that you're not completely incompetent by taking up your new tool. Once you've done so, present yourself to me for inspection. Alright, Timbermaster Beating is testing fledgling carpenters by challenging them to craft maple lumber. Good. You have proven that you know how to grip a saw, but do not mistake it for a mere tool, for it is a part of you, your arm, and can you put down your part of your arm? No. Mark me then, if you do put it down, and worse, lose the bloody thing, I shall use mine own saw to demonstrate to you the pain of losing a limb. But I jest. One-armed carpenters are scarcely half as useful in my experience. In any case, merely holding a saw does not make you a carpenter, whatever some might think. You must become one with it and learn to feel with it as you work the wood. To wit, you must first know the wood. Demonstrate your knowledge by bringing me a length of maple lumber. Maple lumber is made from maple logs, just so. Armor and Ferial by the entrance will furnish you with such logs for a nominal price. Of course, any fool knows that fresh-cut logs are laden with water. To guard against decay, we use wind shards to hasten the natural drying process. Do not forget to do the same. To synthesize a length of maple lumber for Timbermaster Beating, select logs from the main menu followed by crafting log. As I mentioned before, yeah. Let's give him the maple lumber we crafted. Yes, I feel it. The wood tells all. There were no careless cuts. Saw and Carpenter moved as one, as if dancing. Do you see this grain, how it flows softly like syrup? Durable yet pliant, suitable for weapons and armor both. This, child, is maple. Trace the grain with your fingertips and memorize the lines. Consider every characteristic when choosing your materials. This is what it means to know the wood. The maple lumber you have brought me is acceptable. You have passed the first test. Yet, for all it has grown, your knowledge is still lacking. You must needs learn more. A true carpenter knows the qualities and uses of every tree in the forest. When you know the lines of the maple better than those upon your own hand, return to me. I shall have another test for you. Until then, child. The next carpenter quest will be available from beating upon reaching level 5. Okay, so we have yeah, I want to be a machinist. These are the guys who shoot guns. But right now, let's go check with Mama Mioni. Let's go check with Mama Mioni there. "'Tis good to see you up and about again. Tell me, did you pay the elder seeds to your visit as I bade?" Appointed personal envoy? And now you are to bear the elder seed seer's missive to our allies. Well, it seems you have made an impression on the great woman. I can't argue with her judgment, though. You have earned this honor with tireless hard work, and anyone who says you don't deserve it had better not do so in my hearing. I find myself praising you often of late, but Mother is truly proud of you. Short of a warrior of light, I can imagine no better adventurer to represent us, and that, my girl, is some compliment. But I've flattered you enough for one day. I don't want your head to get too big, or you'll struggle to lug it around the realm. Speaking of which, Eorzea is a big old place. Now that you have an airship pass, you can really start to broaden your horizon. The sky is quite literally the limit. Even if your errand didn't call for it, I would strongly suggest visiting the 2 other city-states of the Alliance before you go anywhere else. They are, of course, Limsa Laminsa, City of Pirates, and Ulda, Jewel of the Desert. Once you've acquainted yourself with them, you can turn your sights on whichever lesser-trodden region takes your fancy. The calamity changed the face of Eorzea, and much of her now lies in shadow. Beyond man's ken, it's a veritable playground for a wide-eyed adventurer like your good self. Mind you, it won't be all fun and games. Each nation faces its fair share of problems, from internal strife to conflict with the beast tribes and their primals. So don't be too surprised if you find yourself embroiled in the odd, unsavory situation on your travels. But no matter what difficulties you encounter, I'm confident that you will pull through and emerge the stronger for the experience. These are interesting times for Eorzea, Daft. It's been 5 years now since the calamity, but folk are finally beginning to look to the future. A great period of change is upon us, and you have a part to play in it. If that prospect doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Now we have to speak with Leonellus at the airship landing. Alright, level 14. Errol has noticed a rare bit of excitement within the Serene City state and would share with you what she knows. I make no secret about my disinclination towards Gridanians, as you may know, but I just saw a rare sight that I would be remiss not to share with a fellow adventurer. Just over yonder in the acorn orchard, I saw a comely maiden, new to these benighted parts, I'd wager, dancing with a gargle of younglings. 'Twas a dance I'd not seen before, and I've seen my fair share. Do they perhaps ready themselves for some fresh ride? After so much doom and gloom, I shouldn't mind a day of merrymaking. Just the thought excites me. Would you see what it's all about? A day of merrymaking? Yes, is that all you adventurers think about? I'm here to teach, my dear lady. From me, these younglings are to learn the most sacred and meaningful and uniquely uplifting dance. Now, I realize full well that tradition may not hold much allure for the young, but I didn't think they would up and run away. This manner of disobedience is unprecedented. It's all the more surprising considering they obey the timbermaster without demur. I wouldn't give to know his secrets, but I must wait here for my unruly charges. I wonder though, might you ask the man how he tamed them? I do not recall summoning you. Is there something you wish me to inspect? So the younglings will not heed their dancing master and I am to provide the solution? Master Edith seems able enough, but having no generosity towards herself, she has none for her charges. Give the younglings these on her behalf, and bid them return to their lesson. Wait a minute. Does he give the toys to the children? I could see it on the map. is a little bit confusing. They really have to do a better job with their map. This is not acceptable. Yeah, that's really not acceptable. Now, let's find where the second one is. It actually says we need to head back in here to find the second one, or turn left. But I don't want to be a dancer. Can't we just play? I mean, I guess we could dance for fun, but I don't think Mistress Edith knows how. She's so uptight. Take this and be gone. Now, where is the last one? Now we need to report to Edith. I'm just gonna teleport. Well, I don't know what sorcery you work, but the younglings are back, and I do believe that we've reached an accommodation. It would seem I was stricter than I imagined, and loosening up a bit has made a great difference. This dance is for the Feast of the Harvest, to give thanks to Nafika and the elementals. There must be no aggression in this dance, lest the matron be angered. It is very, very important. I do realize I haven't made the best first impression, having you fetch my students for me. To make it up to you, will you let me show you the dance? I think it's it is think of it as a kind of peace offering. That's just awful. Why, you're a born dancer, dear lady. And so say we, and so say we. Comes a sailor from the sea to show the laddies how it's done, and so say we, and so say we. Swings his axe and says, remember, shiver me timbers, so say we, so say we. Oh gods, God, no, Master Beating, what have you done? You've brought a weapon to the sacred dance. The matron forgive us, we are surely doomed. Master Beating, you scared her off, we were having fun. Timber Master Beating, wasn't that a sailor's song? How do you know it? I never mind how I know. More to the point, what could have troubled Mistress Edith so? You did. She said you're supposed to be peaceful or the elementals will be upset. And you know how uptight she gets. The course of relationships never does run smooth, child. You will all discover this in time. We have learned the harvest dance. Okay, so let's take a break now, and when we come back, we'll definitely go do the Gridanian envoy and travel beyond Gridania and see what else is out there. We'll be right back.